I'm wearing this weighted vest all day, every day for the month of April. Will I make it? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. So I've been wearing this vest for the past few days. It's almost been a week now into this challenge. This is what my vest looks like. It's just a simple weighted vest. It's 25 pounds, so nothing super extreme. The reason I'm doing this challenge is because I think that if I wear this, I might lose weight by tricking my body basically into thinking that I'm heavier than I really am. I'm also doing it because I like a good challenge. 6 of my friends from all over the world are trying this too, so that way I can collect more data. I'm going to rewind to the first day when I started this challenge and I took some measurements and my weight. With my camera and my phone, I weighed 162.5 pounds. Now I don't have a ton of weight to lose, but I did see one example of a bodybuilder using a weighted vest to cut down for a show. So I want to see if this works for everyday people. You can kind of see here what I look like. I took various measurements using this Renfo measuring tape. It's pretty cool. I can just store all the data in my phone, and so I can have that to compare for the next time I take these measurements after the 30 days that are over. I did notice right away, according to my Oura Ring, that my stress levels were quite a bit higher while wearing this vest. Obviously my heart rate is increased, my energy expenditure is increased because I'm wearing this vest. So I'm gonna jump back. I've been wearing my weighted vest for like 5 hours today, and I just wanted to record this while I'm thinking about it on the first day. Right away I noticed that my traps began to get pretty sore, and I think it's just because I'm trying to like resist the weight. It just kind of feels weird to let my shoulders like hang down. I'm also trying to keep really good posture. I noticed that even if I bend my head over to look at my phone, it just does not feel good. So I've kind of been holding my phone like this, which is probably better for my posture anyways. It doesn't look super cool, but whatever. So here's my vest. I try to wear it under like clothes when I'm in a meeting. I work remotely, so that works out nicely. I'm thinking if I had a job where I had to stand all day, it would probably be pretty tough, but this is just the beginning. One other thing is that I think if you have like an injury, whether it be like a shoulder injury, back issues, or anything, I think you're going to feel it more when you have this weighted vest on. So I just wanted to kind of warn you about that. My left shoulder's kind of been bothering me lately, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. Hey everybody, it's day 2 of wearing my weighted vest, and I just want to show you what I've done here. I ordered some shoulder strap pads. They're supposed to get here tomorrow, but in the meantime I've just shoved some towels underneath my shoulders. That area is definitely taking a beating. I took off my vest last night before I went to bed, and it was pretty red and even like raised a little bit. The skin was raised there, so that wasn't super great. I'm gonna do a workout. I've decided that I'm gonna take this off while I'm working out. I don't want to wear it while I work out. It feels pretty good when I take it off, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to show you this. Okay, kind of got some shadows going on here. Okay, yeah, I think you can kind of see. At least it's a little bit red. It's not awful, but I don't want it to get worse as this challenge goes on. So anyways, I just wanted to update you there. I'm gonna work out now, and I'll put the vest back on. Yesterday, the first day, I probably wore it for about a total of 8 hours, I would guess. Today, it'll be probably 10 or 12, I'm hoping. And I did want to take it off yesterday. You know, it didn't feel very good. I'm hoping I adapt. So I'll let you know like if it gets harder or or when it starts to get easier. As you can see now, I got some shoulder pads here for my weighted vest. And one thing I also noticed that I probably should have done sooner is I've just tightened the top more to bring the straps closer to my neck. So more of the weight is on my trap rather than my clavicles. One of the people doing this challenge with me mentioned the Hyper vest and how that could be a better option. It's a vest that distributes the weight more evenly. Those are kind of pricey. They're all kind of pricey. This one was too, but it's a lot less than something like the Hyper vest. Now, before we fast forward, I'd like to tell you a few different things that I've been noticing as it's almost been a week into the challenge. I noticed that my abs are like constantly engaged. and I think that has to do with just my core being engaged since I need to hold up this extra weight. Another area that I definitely get sore in is my upper back, and I think it's just because I'm trying to maintain good posture. I'm trying to hold my shoulders back so I'm not being pushed forward into a bad forward head posture, which doesn't feel good. So I do think that I have been maintaining better posture throughout this experiment. So if I'm in a position for too long, like if I'm sitting at my desk doing my work, I start to get sore, even if I do maintain good posture. And I think it is good to have good posture, but I think it's more important to move. And my weighted vest is really revealing this fact that the more you move, the better you feel. You're not supposed to get stuck in any one position for a prolonged period of time. So I think as humans, we need to get up and move more. I certainly feel better when I'm doing things and changing positions rather than just sitting statically. So now that I've made the adjustments with my weighted vest, my shoulders do feel a little bit better. It hasn't gotten worse. I feel like my soreness levels kind of got worse till about day 3, and then that was kind of the peak, and now things have kind of gone down and tapered off just a little bit. I mean, it remains super difficult. I often find myself wanting to take this off, but I have to keep going, and especially since I have other people doing this with me, I feel an obligation to keep going, and we're kind of keeping each other accountable and motivated, and so I feel kind of as the leader of this experiment that I have to lead the way. I have to go through with this. So the days turned into weeks, and every day I would wear my vest as I was doing anything, my morning routine with my coffee, and as I went to work in my basement, I would wear my weighted vest. After my daughter's school was over, we would play soccer here and there sometimes. As you can see, I can't move around super well, but I can still do things. And then at the end of the day, I was just super sick of it, and it always felt really great to take it off. All right, it's day 13, and as you might notice, I put these cloths underneath the shoulder pads that I got for my vest because it's just not really getting any better. I mean, you know, there's a difference between discomfort and pain. I thought I was just experiencing discomfort, but it turns out it's pretty painful, and it's kind of screwing up my left shoulder. I've decided that I'm going to purchase a different vest. I'm going to get a fancier vest that cinches around my whole body and is just tighter. I think the main thing with this, I mean, obviously all the weight is just hanging on my traps, but when I move, it doesn't stay stuck to my body. So if I reach up or if I move in any sort of way, it's always shifting and irritating. So I'm going to buy a different vest. I'll take some measurements probably before I make the switch just to compare like my weight and some measurements like I measured before, just to see what I've gotten so far and to see if the new vest causes any sort of differences. This is just not feeling super great. I didn't think it would. I thought I found a solution, but so the pain, you know, like it went up right away. I thought the third day I kind of made it over the hump. I sort of did, but then it's kind of leveled out, and it's still up there. So it's nearly been 2 weeks. Once my new vest gets here, I'll take some measurements and my weight, and we'll keep going with this. Okay, so this 30-day experiment has become more of a Netflix drama. Listen to this. So about a week ago, I found this thing poking into me in my vest. I took it out. It looked like this wire. I just thought it was a fluke. I threw it away. I kind of just ignored it. And then a couple days ago, I found this thing poking into my chest again, and I pulled it out, and there was this iron wire again. I know it's super small, and it's hard to see, but this is the little iron wire thing that was poking me. I figured it was coming from the vest. So we reached out to the company that I got this vest from through Amazon, and we told them we found this wire, and this was their response. We would like to inform you that the filling material itself contains items made of iron. Regarding the iron wire shown in your picture, for safety reasons, we recommend you dispose of it directly. Please feel free to reach out if you have any further questions or concerns. So that's from the company. So I thought that was a pretty interesting reply. I looked into their website, and it does say that the material, the weight in this vest is made of iron sand, but I don't think it's super great that they have these little pokey things sticking out of them, because I often carry my daughters on my back or just carry them in general, and I don't want them to get poked. I also don't want myself to get poked. If it weren't enough that my shoulders were getting super sore and marked up, this is literally the final iron nail in the coffin. So I think it goes without saying, don't get this vest. If I were you, I wouldn't get a super inexpensive vest. I would go for something higher in quality because oftentimes you get what you pay for. I'm looking forward to my Hyperwear vest arriving today. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. Hopefully it gets here soon. I can't wait to take this thing off. The morning the Hypervest arrived, I decided to take my weight. No measurements, just my weight, but as you can see, I did not lose any weight. So I haven't been tracking my calories, and I've definitely been eating a lot more than normal. It was my wife and I's anniversary around this time, and Easter was coming up, and it seems like when you have a goal to lose weight, everyone kind of subconsciously doesn't want you to, so I was definitely eating more than normal. My Hyperwear Hypervest just got here. I'm going to open it on camera. I have my extra weight, 2 boxes of the 5 pounds, and then I have the vest, which is 10 pounds. It has the Cordura fabric. So as you know, I'm not a big person, but I went off the sizing chart that they gave me for this, so I ended up with a medium. We'll see how that works. And it definitely looks nicer than the other one. So I need to, this might take a minute, I need to read the instructions here. So here it is by itself. I can feel that it already has like weights in these little pockets here. Each weight is 2.25 ounces. Pockets can be doubled. So here's what my little pieces look like. So then the difference, 20 pounds is the highest that medium can handle. I think if you get like an extra large, then it can handle 25 pounds. My old vest is 25 pounds. So there is a 5-pound difference. We'll see what it does. All right, I have all the weights in. I kind of question whether or not this is 20 pounds. Then you can kind of tighten the sides too, I guess. Okay. Feels good. Just kind of feel like I'm getting a hug, a steel hug. So I've literally went from iron to steel, iron sand. Now I have galvanized steel bars. I felt like the other one kind of looked like I was wearing a bulletproof vest. Probably didn't cover much in terms of protection, but this I kind of feel like I stand a chance now. Got the steel all over, super evenly spaced out. I don't know, is it 20 pounds? It just doesn't feel like 20 pounds. It feels light. I guess I'm just used to that horrible feeling. I feel it a little bit up here, but it's not bad. All right, it's much slimmer. I can wear this. I'd definitely wear this outside, even in more public places. I didn't really wear that other one when we went out to eat and stuff because it looked so absurd, especially if I was wearing like a sweatshirt over it. Then I kind of had these humpback thing going on. Anyways, this is it. I'm gonna wear this for the remainder of the time. I can tell you already it's feeling good. We'll see how it ends up feeling on my shoulders. I do feel a little bit of pressure, but nothing like that. I don't know, I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. I found during this challenge that the usual micro workouts I did during my workday were a little more challenging with my weighted vest, in a good way. If you're at a desk all day and you want a simple way to improve your fitness and mobility with science-backed methods, check out my 60-second workouts app. It now has calendar integration to automatically find the perfect breaks in your day to remind you to move. Plus, there are easy-to-follow videos showing proper form and regressions for every exercise. Try the app free for 7 days. The link to download is in the description below. Alright, so only a few days left. I'm on day 27 now. It's kind of been normal. I feel like it's just part of my routine now. It's part of everyday life. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, obviously I'm not as like quick like when I'm playing outside with my daughter, when I'm playing soccer. But besides like explosive activities, everything just kind of feels normal with my weighted vest on. The Hyper vest, by far and away much better than the other vest I had, and I'm guessing it's better than a lot of different vests out there. So one of the big takeaways I've had throughout this is that you get what you pay for. So I think when it comes to investing in things that have to do with your health and fitness, I think it's better to pay a little bit more just to get better quality. So with this vest, you know, obviously I had to get used to the feeling on my traps. It took me about 3 days to get used to this thing, but then ever since then it's kind of just been a part of me. And then the other thing is that I don't know if I've lost weight. I think maybe I've lost a couple pounds, I'm not sure. I've been purposely not weighing myself. So we'll see what that looks like in a couple days. I'll do my weight and measurements again and we'll just see if anything happened. But I wanted to complete this 30-day challenge. That, you know, I'm gonna do it. It hasn't been super difficult, especially since I've gotten this vest. The only thing I will say is that if I wear like a loose shirt under this, or maybe even, it might depend on the material as well, but if there's like a lot of polyester and if it's loose, it kind of starts to rub and irritate my skin a little bit. But obviously these things aren't meant to be worn, you know, 24/7. But other than that, this thing moves with me super well. I wonder if my like traps or neck are going to be bigger because of this. We'll see. And then the other thing too that I thought might be interesting is my posture. I feel like I need to stand up straighter when I have this on. So I'm going to try, you know, I kind of always try to stand up straight. I'll see if there's any differences in the before and after pictures, but you know, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe I'll just be standing up straighter or slouching a little more, so who knows. Yeah, I mean, when I do these kinds of experiments, I just want to be transparent. If it doesn't work, I still want to share it. But, I mean, it's been good in terms of just doing hard things. It's been hard. I mean, it's, you know, I say it's part of my everyday life, but it's still hard. Like when I put it on, it's still 20 extra pounds on me, and you never really get totally used to it. And like I mentioned before, like it seems like I'm more stressed out. Like my Oura ring, it has come down a little bit from where it started, but still not quite back to like my baseline stress levels. I tend to have more stress during the day since I've been wearing this. And that makes me believe that being overweight is stressful, and you know, you have to choose your hard. Staying fit is hard, but being overweight, I would argue, is even harder. So going through this experiment has definitely made me grateful that I've chosen the hard path that I'm on, because it makes other things in life a lot easier. The 30-day challenge is over, and on May 1st I weighed myself again. As you can see, I've gained 0.6 pounds. Now, I went ahead and took more measurements and more video of what I look like, and pretty soon I'll compare the before and after videos. So as you can see, I don't know, first look, it doesn't look like much has happened. And here are my legs. The left side of my body is just smaller. You can see my left calf is way smaller. Now here's the comparison, before left, after right. If anything, you know, maybe I gained a little bit in my upper back. It's kind of hard to tell. I tried to make these shots as similar as possible, but who knows? You know, maybe it looks like I have a little more detail on the right, but that's probably just shadows. And then here's my leg comparison. But stick around, I'm going to show you the measurements. Alright, it's May and the experiment has come to an end. Before you go away, I want to share my measurements. So my weight didn't change. It went up even just a little bit. I do think it's notable that I ate more than normal. Like I said earlier in the video, it kind of seemed like people were trying to sabotage me, honestly. We kept getting desserts and treats, and we went out to eat a few times. And I do think it added up a little bit. So I think because of that, I didn't gain as much weight as I would have without the vest on. I think that may be the case. So let's get on to the measurements. If you'll notice, I took all these different measurements with this Renfo measuring device: neck, shoulder, biceps, waist, chest, hip, thigh, calf. And as you can see, my left calf is quite a bit smaller than my right calf because of my Achilles rupture. But if you look at the before and then compare it to the after, the notable thing to me is that my waist size, it decreased just a little bit. And for the rest of the measurements, pretty much all of them, I had a small increase. So my neck increased, shoulders, biceps stayed the same. My left bicep got a little bit bigger, chest slightly bigger, hips bigger, thighs bigger, calves the same. The calves didn't improve. One thing I definitely noticed is that my squat improved. It just kind of felt easier to squat, and that wasn't super surprising to me. Maybe I gained a little bit of muscle and lost a little bit of fat. I'm not sure. It would have been nice to have some sort of DEXA scan or some kind of scale. I think for future experiments, I'm going to buy a scale. I don't know how precise they are. I don't really care about my body fat percentage, how accurate it is. I just want to measure like the difference between my body fat percentage. So I don't care about accuracy necessarily. I care about precision. I just want it to be precise. Anyways, I think I need to get something like that. If you have any suggestions, please suggest them in the comments. That'd be awesome. So was this experiment not worth it at all? No, I think it was worth it. I definitely learned some things along the way, and I definitely learned that calories in, calories out matters. I did something hard, so it felt good to do this. And it's funny because the 6 people I mentioned that started the challenge with me, none of them finished. None of them even got very far into it. So it's not like it's an easy challenge, but I think it's definitely worthwhile. Or it was for me. And another lesson is I wouldn't recommend wearing the weighted vest all day, every day. It's just, I don't know. I don't think the return on investment is quite there. But I do think it's good to wear a weighted vest when you like go on walks, or just if you want a little extra challenge. Like I said, I wore my weighted vest for everything. I mean, my daughter and I dethatched our yard, and I wore the weighted vest for that. It was just, and I think I would still do that now, even though the challenge is over. So I know this video kind of got pretty long, and I ended up going to Disney World with my family at the end of the beginning of May. So I just got back from that, and I'm kind of finishing up recording now and editing. But little did you know, I actually did this challenge to feel the burden, the financial burden that I would feel from going to Disney World. It wasn't actually a physical challenge. Anyways, it was nice to take the vest off. Alright, so that's it for this video, for this experiment. Please subscribe to my channel if you like different odd health experiments. I'm going to continue to do them. I'm going to try to do them more often. I have a pretty cool one coming up, I think. Anyways, I really appreciate you watching this, and make sure to download my 60-second workouts app. Like I said, it's free for a week. And have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one.